And not only that, if he married and his wife have a child, that for 6 months, our union will cover her as well. And that is, for me, there's a better deal. Warner said, "You sure you didn't go to college?" I said, "No, sir." "Hey, Tony, come, listen to me. I'll tell you something. You're correct, right? But I can't be on your side, okay?" I said, "All right." He said, "Always remember this as long as you live. The Democrats made me rich, but the Republicans are going to keep me rich. Which one you think I'm going to vote for?" I said, "You're going to vote Republican." You see, you got that right. That's also why I don't want the union. But anyway, you made a good case. You all guys could join the union. And we went and joined the union. I put them boys there, and they made me. I was the youngest shop steward. It was a shop steward, but they had a different name for it. Of District 65 Workers Union. I was in my early 20s, 22, 23 years old. And I remember going to my first meeting. And these big stevedore looking men, tough looking, rough looking men. I went and I said to them, I said, "Hey, what you doing here, kid?" I said, you know, "I am the one who organized Starwood Fabrics." "Hey, come on, I heard about this Tony Carter. It can't be you, man. We've been trying for 3 years. Come on, get the hell out of here." I said, "But I am the person who organized this." "Look, kid, you got no time to waste now. Come on." I said, "I am the person who organized that place for District 65 Workers Unit. You could ask Mr. Frank Cherry." "You know Frank? You know Mr. Cherry?" "Yeah." "Okay, what does he look like?" Tell him. I said, he stammers. "I already told you the story well, ain't it?" I said, "I am the person." Suddenly you see Frank Cherry coming. "Tony, Tony." I said, "Frank, this guy, he says he's the guy who organized the shop going to unionize Starwood Fabrics." I said, Frank says, "Yeah, this I told you he's the guy." "Oh, the man start hugging, this man hugged me and then he break my bones because I'm a big tough man." I said, the man said, "You?" I said, "Man, you're born leader. Because we've been trying, man. We went to the Supreme Court, didn't tell you." I said, "Yeah, I know." But it was real simple for me. And when I told them my story, the guys laughed, they hugged me, they wanted to pay my union fees, they wanted this and that. But then after I moved on from that, and I came home with the play only that for Parasol. And apart from whatever has happened, I never went back. Had my green card, gave it up, stayed here, worked. Everybody was telling me, all my New York friends saying, "Crazy, hey, what you going back home for?" All these Barbarians were saying, "Hey, you'd be crazy to go back there." So it was like, but I said, "Look, no problem. I built my life here. I had no regrets. I still have no regrets." And, until I come to this time, we win so many Calypso crowns, 8 times, we win different crowns, help people write songs, you do folk music, you do jazz, you meet with all of these great artists, like I mentioned before. A lot of them met through Eddie Grant. And, it's like, I believe that I can proudly say that I'm one of the few singer-writers that would have written over 1,000 songs, because that's a fact. I have written over 1,000 songs. And I don't mean just songs, like, songs. And so,
have you considered having a Anthony Carter quote, Gabby and quote songbook?
yes, I'm going to bring a songbook. I've already started to put some stuff at the National Cultural Foundation, because I want people to see and hear, not just the lyrics, because sometimes it's good, the lyrics, but to have the melodies and things so people can see
right, like
what you wrote.
in form of a piano score, or
yes, more like a piano or a recorder,
right,
because the children here, a lot of children in schools play recorders and so on.
And
But
I was
actually do it.
I was looking from the aspect of like a letter of publishing, where you get the book.
Yeah.
But they can probably do it here as well.
Yeah.
You can have like,
I have a friend of mine who Paul, that was Paul last name, who just did a similar thing for schools. He has 2 of my songs in that book. But I mean, I need to have a book now all of my works because, believe you me, there are lots and lots of them, and not just calypso, but folk, jazz, blues, rock,
The reason why I say
religious.
that is because I remember Jackie Opal. I've never seen him perform.
Yes,
I was probably a little young for that, but I was at the funeral,
yes.
and it left an indelible impression to see how many people came out for
This-
one man.
yeah. Well, let me put it this way.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm not trying to talk about, the past, but looking at, know that you're here,
Right.
have something active and to hold while you're here.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's always after the fact. Gabby was a good guy, man.
Yeah.
I
it's
don't
gone.
want the Jackie Opal
Legacy, whatever.
I
I know exactly what you're saying, Jeff. I know exactly what you're saying. Because youngsters, anybody under 40 would hear of Jackie Opal, hear some of his music on the air, and judge him on that. It would be like judging James Brown by some of the recordings you hear. Can't judge James Brown by the recordings. I gotta see him. You will have to have a volume of his work, which is unfortunate that nobody didn't follow that man, whether he did right, bad, wrong, or what, and just document everything, because you're not gonna get something at that quality again in that genre, right? It's like how I advocate right now that somebody thought about Quincy Jones. They should have been doing it from the time he was a boy, innit? Or I had a friend who used to play saxophone named Stanley Turrentine. Right?
That was a favorite of mine, actually.
Yeah.
When I first started
Stanley
playing.
was the first man I see make a saxophone sound like a trombone.
Yeah.
Big notes, deep bass notes.
And the top
And you know,
sings.
yeah. And he's the one who taught me about George Benson. I met George. George will never remember that. But he used to play a place named the Village Gate in New York. And in those days, they had this label called the CTI label. And I always wondered what was CTI. And then, yes, and then Stanley told me, Gabby, it's Craig Taylor put all these guys together. And he said he was such a nice guy. He would let you play on my record, I play on yours, and this and that and that. And, he just loved jazz. But I mean to say this, that when I look back over all those years and all those things that I did, and then to find out in my latter days now, I was fortunate enough to become the cultural ambassador for my country and be able to travel to Africa. The first, never forget it, my friend Ikel Tafari, who passed away recently. When we got on the plane from London, not from Barbados, because from Barbados, no, but right, 8.5 hours into London. We waited like 10 hours now to get to Lagos. And we were like 2 hours into the air. And Ikel said to me, "Brethren, we're going home." Here's a man looking almost white. I mean, but his spirit was black. His whole life. And he said, "Brethren, we're going home." And then to go to Africa, you hear about African kings. And you don't hear about them on a daily basis here, but you go home, you go to Africa and meet with the kings. You meet with the Olu of Elara. I mean, like, and you go into the palace and you go and meet with them and talk with them and see how intelligent they are, see what great leaders they are, and see the respect that they draw from the people, especially the Yoruba people. It's astounding. And to see the love and respect they have for us is astounding. It's like, because that was not the story we were told. The story told that Africans don't like Caribbean people and we shouldn't like them and all kind of nonsense. I mean, you get there, it's such a love, it's a different thing.
That's the old divide and conquer.
Of course. It's like, how could they say that Africans don't like us? And I go there and I can't speak like the Africans, but they go, my brother, I am so glad to see you. And they mean, I'm so glad to see you. No, it's not just rhetoric.
Lip service.
It's not lip service. It's from here. Everything they do shows you that they're glad to see you. And they go all out to make sure you're comfortable. And they do everything. You know what I mean? and they made me a chief. My African name, Yoruba name is Chief Omawali. I have about 3 friends named Omawali. I never knew what Omawali meant. All Omawali is our son has returned to us. That's what it is. So somebody can give you a name stating our son has returned to us. I mean, what higher tribute can somebody pay to you? You know? And I just love African people. I don't care if you're from Botswana. I don't care if you're from Nigeria. I don't care if you're the Igbo. I don't care if you're a Yoruba. I don't care where you are. Because I have never encountered any of those things that the people talk about. I have a friend of mine named Dovi from Ghana. And Dovi is all love. One of the greatest artists, painting and so on I've ever come across in my life. But I am seemingly moving around because I don't have a lot of time. But I say all this like when I got the opportunity as ambassador. And what's more too, I believe a lot was because of my hair. I'm traveling to these countries, and as soon as you get into certain European countries, although you have all the credentials and everything, they grill you. Oh my God! I remember one woman, she allowed me to walk past her in the nothing to declare line. I knew she was coming, so I was anticipating. I was, excuse me, sir, and I stopped, and she goes, can I see your passport? I said, yeah. And where are you traveling to today? Traveling to Botswana, but I am, but I got to stop in Johannesburg first. And where is your luggage? Oh, it has already gone on to Johannesburg. Oh, it was a time I also happened to going into Accra in Ghana. Okay, excuse me, and they took my bag and they gone through it and this and that. I got my passport. This is an official government passport, not the normal passport. Sir, do you have any other ID? Yeah, show them my JP card now. I am Justice City Peace. You know, the woman had the nerve to ask me, do you have any other ID? And I laughed. I said, yes, I do. But that wouldn't make much difference. I have a Barbados ID card. Don't you have a driver's license? I don't drive. Come on, you must drive. I don't drive. Don't like driving. Don't care to drive. Without bragging, ma'am, I had owned 3 cars. It don't make no difference to me. I don't like driving. Is there anything that you do or have done that you don't like? And she said, oh yes, but that's not important now. I am asking you, do you have any other? I said, I have Barbados ID, I have my JP card, and I gave you my passport. I mean, what ID could you want? Hold on, please, Excellency. Not a half off. She came, oh, sir, everything is fine. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful trip. I say, yeah, thank you. You know, it's like, I've encountered that many times. I encountered in Trinidad, a country that I love, that my son is still living. Going into the diplomatic line, and they also had a sign at the time with airline crew and diplomats. And the man immigration officer is signaling me over to the other line all the time. And I'm pretending to be stupid. I'm like this. So signaling me over, signaling me. Finally, when I got at the front, he said, didn't you see me signaling you over on the other side? I said, yes, sir. So why didn't you go? I said, sir, because I believe I belong to this line, sir. He said, but don't you know this is the line for like diplomats and airline crew? Are you a diplomat? I said, yes, sir. Can I see your passport? Sure. And where did you get this? The government of Barbados. Really? Why do you look so much like the guy Gabby that is sing boy? I said, because I am. So where you get this? I said, because I am now the cultural ambassador of my country. Here now, man. Congratulations, boy. You almost stamp it twice. I mean, I have so many of those stories. So many. Many times you're traveling, you're going into the VIP lounge, and they're stopping you. Sir, you have an ID, sir. This is reserved for diplomats, or this is reserved, for prime ministers and this and that.